All right, welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at some excerpts
Okay.
from a text titled, Traveling, Is It Worth the Hype?
Hmm. And I think this is going to be really fascinating because
Yeah,
we're really going to get into some different perspectives on, the value of travel
absolutely. And it's such a
and yeah,
timely topic, I think, especially now
yeah,
when, we're all kind of coming out of a
yeah.
couple of years where travel was really restricted for a lot of people. And
Yes.
so I think there are a lot of people kind of reevaluating, what is it that they're looking for from travel?
Absolutely. And what is that value proposition?
Yeah,
When they think about investing their time and their money and in these experiences.
exactly.
And I love how this piece jumps right into this idea of hype. It's right there in the title.
Yeah.
Traveling, is it worth the hype?
Hmm.
It makes me wonder, do you think there's a danger that travel has become over-glamorized?
I definitely think that's a valid concern, especially in the age of social media, right?
I mean, we're constantly bombarded with these picture-perfect images of, exotic destinations and, these incredible adventures, and it's easy to get caught up in that and start to think that that's the reality of travel for everyone.
I know you rarely see the Instagram post about the 10-hour flight delay,
Ah,
or the moment when you realize that your charming Airbnb is actually above a noisy all-night bar.
exactly. Yeah, those are the parts that don't always make it onto the highlight reel.
Right.
But, I think it's also important to remember that even though there is that element of hype, travel can still offer incredible benefits,
Yeah.
And I think one of the most important things is that it allows you to step outside of your comfort zone and immerse yourself in a
Yeah.
new environment. And that can be really challenging in the best possible way.
So would you say that, you think those benefits outweigh
Mm-hmm.
the potential downside?
I mean, that's a tough question because I think it really depends on the individual
Hmm.
and their priorities and how they approach travel. I mean, there are definitely downsides to consider. You mentioned the cost,
Right.
and the environmental impact, and those are real concerns. But I think for many people, the potential for personal growth, the chance to broaden your perspective, the opportunity to experience different cultures, all of those things can make travel incredibly worthwhile.
Okay, so it sounds like you're saying, finding the real value in travel requires a little bit of conscious effort and a willingness to dig a little deeper
Absolutely, than the surface level.
than the surface level.
Yeah, and this actually reminds me of a point
Yep.
that was made in the text about the potential for travel to foster cultural exchange. Meaningful travel isn't just about checking things off a list or taking the perfect selfie. It's about truly engaging with the places you visit, learning about their history and their traditions, connecting with the people who live there.
That really resonates with me because I remember this trip I took to a remote village in Nepal.
Oh, wow.
I went in expecting the stunning mountain views,
Mm.
which I definitely got. But what I didn't expect was the incredible hospitality of the locals. They welcomed me into their homes. They shared their meals with me. They taught me about their culture. And it was just this really powerful experience that completely shifted my perspective on what truly matters.
That's amazing. I mean, that sounds like a truly transformative experience. And it's a perfect illustration of how venturing beyond the typical tourist experience can lead to these really profound moments of personal growth.
Yeah. And it's like you were saying earlier, it's those unscripted moments,
Yeah,
those genuine connections that really make travel so special.
absolutely. I couldn't agree more. It's about embracing the unexpected and allowing yourself to be open to new experiences.
So I guess, we've talked about the allure of travel, the
Mhm.
potential downsides,
Mhm.
the incredible power it has to change us. What does this all mean for someone who is trying to decide
Mhm.
whether or not to take that leap,
Right. I think it ultimately comes down to tuning out all the noise and really understanding what you hope to gain from the experience. What are your motivations? What kind of experiences align with your values and your priorities? Maybe it's immersing yourself in a different culture. Maybe it's challenging yourself physically with an adventure trip. Maybe it's simply disconnecting from your daily routine and finding a sense of peace and rejuvenation in a new environment. The most meaningful travel experiences are the ones that are tailored to your own personal journey.
So travel might not always live up to the hype,
Mm-hmm.
but it can offer something far more valuable.
I think that's a great way to put it. It's not about seeking out the picture-perfect moments. It's about finding the experiences that resonate with you on a deeper level.
I think that's great advice. Thank you so much for joining me today for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure. I always enjoyed these conversations.
And to all of you listening out there, thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning.